Yeah, another day, another day, another day. Let's see what we got here. Hello? Oh, Mr. Cook. Oh, of course, Mr. Cook. Hi, how are you, sir? Yes, sir. Mr. Sir. Oh, no iOS 19 years. So iOS 20, you make a nice round number. Oh, not. We're just going to 26. Oh, that makes sense. Of course, it makes sense. A huge update, I'm assuming. We're skipping all these different generations and iterations, so we're gonna have a huge update with some great features. Oh yeah. So what are we thinking? What's the big thing that we're gonna do? Oh, liquid glass. What is that? Oh, where the things just look like they're behind glass or in front of. Well, glad to you know what? I trust you, Mr. Cook. You have never let me down. Okay, bye-bye. All right, we gotta talk about Apple. I know I'm late to the game. I'm late to the conversation about WWDC 2025, Apple event of the software updates and things like that. I know that I am late, but it doesn't mean that the conversation is over, because this is something we're gonna be living with if you're an Apple user. If you're not, then you don't care. And you're like, haha, Apple suckers, whatever. I'm not a fanboy of Apple, but I do like some of their product. But I just really struggle right now with understanding the OS 26, iOS 26, Tahoe, liquid glass, this whole conversation, because I don't want to be that person who's like super, super excited about something and that's the only thing you can see in the world. And I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, which is always saying negative, negative Nancy, all these things, all these names about being negative. But I will be realistic. And that realism is here to stay with me until otherwise changed. Because, yes, it's been about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks since WWDC 2025. I was in Florida during the time, so that's why I wasn't really able to do anything about it. And I know I've been away from YouTube for a while, but I do love keeping up to date on events like this and making videos about it. I am currently using liquid glass, or iOS 26. As you can see, it is what it is, and we're going to talk about it because I really don't understand it, and there are some theories and speculations as to why they're going this direction, and I might butcher the exact meanings of it or the reasonings behind it, but I'm still going to get into that. But first, we need to talk about just design, not features, because there are some cool features that come from this update, but design. Liquid glass for me on the iPhone, particularly on the iPhone, does not make sense. It doesn't visually feel appealing, and it doesn't add to the enhancement of the iPhone. In fact, Apple's so about precision and the user experience and the polished feel and everything like that. But when I use it, and I'm not talking about the bugs that are going to come with the developer beta, what I'm talking about when I use it visually, I do not understand how they thought that this visually would help the user feel like a seamless experience. When I go through iOS 26, when you pull down to see your notifications, okay, great, you have that cool liquid glass look. Comes down, everything kind of gets warped up into it. By the way, there is some nightmare feel that you can get from it, hence this photo of Verstappen. It is absolutely wonderful, but terrifying at the same time. As soon as it comes all the way down, you'll notice that the whole screen behind it then pops out, and then it's just like blurred behind, and that's about it. And then when you flip up, everything comes in swooshing back into the main home screen, kind of like for the first time you turn on your phone. When you turn on your phone, it's going to do the same animation. Next would be the your control center. I actually don't mind this one as too much, but It's not the greatest design. It's not the greatest look. I'm coming more and more to liking it. But Apple, again, just claims that this is a great for the user experience. It's going to feel seamless. It's going to feel connected, and I just don't get that from any part of the experience. Look at the icons on the home screen. Things look like they're back in, when the first iPhone came out. And granted, that was its own aesthetic that appealed to the time. I'm all for a complex, cool logo design, not just the flat design, because I feel like that takes away from the character and feels very, very more like sterile. So I'm okay with a complex designs. This is not complex design. This looks like it was rushed, that it wasn't really put together with intention. And yeah, this sounds like I'm just bashing, but I don't have to accept what they put out. Now, granted, I'll still use it because I need to use the phone, and I'm not looking to upgrade to an iPhone 16. I'm still currently on my iPhone 13 Pro Max, which I'm very much in love with, until they put out something that's actually worth my time. But I am going to have to use their software. It's just inevitable. So if I'm going to be using this every day, I do feel like complaining and having concerns is probably normal. I haven't looked at any other videos to see what other people have thought about this, but one thing I did see was how everyone was comparing this liquid glass to Windows 7 and how it has this kind of similar effect that it's like you can peer through the glass and it's like a little bit opaque, and it has a certain effect on the corners of the windows. Yeah, so again, they're saying something that it's new, but it has been done before. And even if it's been done before, they didn't execute it in a way that feels new. And then again, we're jumping from iOS 18 to iOS 26. I know they don't like 9s, like 19 or 9. They didn't do iOS 9. Windows didn't do Windows 9. So I get it. Maybe that's just like the woo, like there's no floor 13 on this elevator. But why jump all the way to 26? It's not really, a thing that would be a deal breaker. Again, I just feel like they're trying to hype it through a ton of marketing and perception and presentation, as all things are, except we are now, the customer are much smarter than before and have realized this. A lot of comments like on Threads or X or just on Instagram in general have been saying that this just doesn't look good. These are first world problems. They don't really matter, but for someone who likes tech and someone who invests in their products and likes their other products as well, and I love how the way they seamlessly work together, it does kind of matter to a point. Now, besides design, there are features that iOS 26 offers that I do very much like. And one of those features is being the let me answer your spam calls and push them to voicemail if they're useless. This is a great feature. I think if you're gonna want to really entice people into getting your device, have these creature comforts of features on your phone like that. So if someone's calling, for instance, and it's a spam call, and you wouldn't really know until you answer, but you can, the phone already says spam likely, but you're not really too sure. The phone will actually pick up for you, determine whether or not it's spam, and then send it to voicemail. You don't have to answer or anything with these people. Now, you obviously get the option to still answer if you like, but you don't have to be bothered. And so when it answers, it'll actually give you the transcript of what it's saying and what the other person or thing is saying. And you can kind of read the conversation without actually have to open your phone. Love that. And then another feature that Apple has introduced is the call hold waiting thing. Whereas if you're calling, say, your pharmacy or your doctor or whatever it might be, they put you on hold, you get that music, wonderful music, and you just gotta wait there for a million years, and then maybe you missed your spot in line, and then you have to wait another million years to get actually where you need to be. They need to figure out that problem alone. But Apple has come along and said, well, we're actually gonna hold your spot for you. Go about your business, go out, run errands, use your phone as you want, but we will wait in line for you, and then we'll notify you when your time is up to actually come back to the phone, answer, and then talk to the representative. Game changer. Love this. Simple things like this is what we need in all phones. There are some other features that I can't quite remember that Apple has introduced that I thought were probably cool, but more gimmicky than anything else because they were so hung up on Apple Intelligence and the liquid glass. Other than that, these two features are really what stood out to me. But quickly, I want to cover iPadOS and macOS. All right, I'm going to address iPadOS really quick. Liquid Glass looks 1,000 times better on there. I don't know if it's just the bigger screen or whatever it is, or the fact that it's actually a laptop and no longer an iPad because of the new update, giving it Windows and every feature possible that a MacBook would have or any other laptop. Maybe that's why. You now have literally the way you use a PC or the way you use a MacBook. You can have multiple windows open and move them around and tile them or whatever you want to do. And you can use a cursor that has a pointer just like a mouse would on your computer screen. And you can minimize, expand, or close these windows whenever you want. And there's two different modes, iPad mode and what it should be called is desktop mode, but they don't call it that. They call it some other weird Apple thing. So it's really just that. And I really have nothing more to say other than yes, it actually looks better with Liquid Glass, but with the iPhone, not so much. With macOS, Liquid Glass looks so good actually, and I don't know why, but it just does. The dock looks great, settings look great, messages look great, the widgets on the home screen look great. Everything just looks really good, and I'm really happy about that because I use that all the time. I use my MacBook every day. Unfortunately, with my iPhone, I use every day, but it just doesn't fit the aesthetic well for iPhone for whatever reason. But one thing I really do like is the Spotlight. They expanded its capabilities, and there's a lot more things that you can do than what I'm about to describe. But one of those things are you can use short key commands that you create as a custom key command. So for instance, for me, I have SM, which would be send message, and it will start sending a message on their messages app. Or new note would be NN for me. And there's a few other things that you can do. I mean, you can literally have any of them do whatever, and you can just basically program it to execute on that key command within Spotlight. Those are my quick impressions of iOS 26, macOS, and iPadOS. And I am excited to see what they do, but hopefully they can improve further and make what they hope to actually have made a reality within the iPhone. Well, leave a like on this video, comment down below anything, literally anything, whether it's on this video or some other video, or I don't know, what your favorite color is. That'd be interesting to know. And subscribe if you loved it. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.